Burkina Faso is a landlocked nation in West Africa, caught in the grip of poverty, insurgency, and political instability. For years, its people have suffered from waves of militant violence that have torn communities apart and left thousands dead or displaced. Governments have come and gone, each promising security but delivering little. In the midst of this crisis, a young army officer emerged, seizing power in a way that shocked both his country and the wider world. His name is Ibrahim Traoré, and his sudden rise has made him one of the youngest heads of state on the planet. But who is he really? And what does his leadership mean for Burkina Faso and the future of West Africa? Ibrahim Traoré was born in 1988 in the small town of Bondoukoui. Unlike many of his peers who pursued ordinary careers, Traoré had his eyes set on service and discipline. He studied geology at the University of Ouagadougou, where he quickly gained a reputation as a serious and committed student. But even as a university graduate, he chose the life of a soldier. In 2009, he joined the army, trading classrooms for battlefields. His early military career was not glamorous. He was often stationed in difficult, dangerous areas, confronting the growing threat of armed extremist groups. One of his most formative experiences came in Mali, where he served as part of international missions, fighting militant groups linked to Al-Qaeda and ISIS. Fellow soldiers recall a man who was calm under pressure, dedicated to his unit and always ready to put himself at risk for his comrades. These experiences hardened him and exposed him to the realities of West Africa's security crisis. They also shaped his conviction that Burkina Faso needed stronger, more decisive leadership. By 2022, his country was spiraling out of control. Armed insurgents were taking over vast parts of the countryside, leaving villagers at the mercy of violence. Citizens had lost faith in their leaders, especially Colonel Paul-Henri Damiba, who had himself come to power through a coup just months earlier. Damiba had promised to restore order, but the violence only worsened. Discontent was boiling over, not just among civilians, but also within the army. That's when Captain Ibrahim Traoré stepped forward. On September 30, 2022, he led a group of frustrated soldiers in a bold move to oust Damiba. The coup was swift, shocking the world. Overnight, a relatively unknown officer in his mid-30s had become head of state. At just 34 years old, Ibrahim Traoré was now the youngest leader in Africa and one of the youngest in the world. His rise symbolized both the desperation of a nation and the hunger for fresh leadership. Traoré's personal style quickly set him apart. He avoids the flamboyant displays that often come with power. He rarely speaks about his family, choosing to keep his private life away from the public eye. Instead, he projects an image of humility and discipline. When meeting citizens, he doesn't stretch out his hand in the traditional political handshake. Instead, he bumps fists, a gesture that resonates with the youth who see him as approachable, modern, and authentic. His love for football, the most popular sport in the region, also strengthens his connection to ordinary people. But while his image has boosted his popularity at home, Traoré's leadership is also defined by bold political choices. He has distanced Burkina Faso from its former colonial power, France, reducing military ties and rejecting outside interference. Instead, he has turned toward neighboring countries facing similar struggles. Along with Mali and Niger, Burkina Faso under Traoré formed the Alliance of Sahel States. This new regional pact emphasizes sovereignty, self-defense, and independence from Western influence. For many, it is a declaration that West Africa's future should be decided in Africa, not in foreign capitals. Still, this approach is not without risks. Breaking ties with traditional partners has meant fewer international allies and limited foreign support. Burkina Faso remains one of the poorest nations in the world, with scarce resources and a struggling economy. The insurgency continues to bleed the nation, and humanitarian needs are greater than ever. Critics also warn that Traoré's rule, like other military regimes in the region, comes at the cost of democracy. Political opposition has been restricted, and promises of eventual elections remain uncertain. Yet despite these challenges, Traoré has captured the imagination of many young Africans. Across the continent, he is often celebrated on social media as a symbol of defiance against neo-colonialism. His speeches emphasize dignity, sovereignty, and respect, values that resonate deeply in a region long shaped by outside influence. Whether in Ouagadougou or abroad, his name now sparks heated debates. Some see him as a hero. Others fear he may become just another authoritarian soldier. The truth is that Ibrahim Traoré's story is still being written. His rise to power is undeniable, but his ability to transform Burkina Faso remains in question. Can he deliver the security and stability his people desperately need? Can he build an economy strong enough to support his bold vision? Or will he be remembered as another military ruler who burned brightly but failed to bring lasting change? One thing is certain: his presence has already altered the political landscape of West Africa. In a time when the region faces deep instability, Traoré has given a voice to the frustrations of the youth and challenged the old order. Whether history remembers him as a revolutionary or a cautionary tale will depend on the choices he makes in the years ahead. For now, the world watches as this young leader navigates the immense burden of power, carrying the hopes and fears of a nation on his shoulders. Ibrahim Traoré's story is far from over, but will he bring real change or repeat history? Let me know your thoughts below. And if you want more powerful stories like this, hit subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss what's coming next.